What's up, guys? It's Isaac at Tobacco Road Harley-Davidson here in Raleigh, North Carolina with your new bike of the week, the 2022 Iron 883. This right here is one of the smallest, lightest bikes available from Harley-Davidson. Anybody that's ridden one of these bikes can tell you it is a blast. The Sportster has been one of many people's first motorcycles, myself included, and that blend of power and maneuverability you can get out of these bikes make them awesome bikes for not only beginners, but people just looking for a fun ride to get around on as well. So stick around as we dive into everything that makes this Sportster so much fun for your new bike of the week. Now, if you've been following Harley-Davidson for a while, you know the Sportster is nothing new. Now, there is the new Sportster S packed with the Rev Max motor that was introduced last year, and that bike is sort of the next chapter in the Sportster family, but there's still plenty of reason to check out the 883s. Whether you're a new or experienced rider, anybody can have fun on the Iron 883. While this is one of the smallest motor options available from Harley-Davidson, this bike is still a blast because the big thing here is that power to weight ratio. It's a small, light, nimble bike that anybody can throw around and whip right around where they need to. Pretty easy on this bike, but they're going to find that it's still pretty comfortable, that if you want to take a little bit of longer treks on, you certainly can. Now, this bike might not be something you're going to want to rip all the way down to Daytona, but for nice, quick, easy traveling around town or the daily commute, you're going to find this bike can do most about everything you want to with it. And you'll find with that kind of iconic bobber styling on this bike, it's going to look fantastic with the blacked out trim and all three color options that are available. And for 2022, this bike is available in the black denim, the white sand pearl, and the gunship gray. So let's go ahead and hop into some of the specs on this bike. Powering this bike is the 883cc air-cooled Evolution V-twin motor, going into a dual exhaust and a 5-speed transmission. Making this bike super easy for anybody to whip it around is a 25.7-inch seat height and a running weight of 564 pounds. You can get 27 degrees of lean on the left and then 28 degrees of lean on the right. There's a 3.3-gallon tank, and with this combination, you're getting an estimated 51 miles per gallon on this bike. So if you're looking for something to help make the gas bill on that daily commute hurt just a little bit less, the Iron 883 with that estimated 51 miles per gallon will make the ride to work a little more economical and a lot more fun. So diving into the front, you've got machined 9-spoke rims with Harley-Davidson Michelin rubber on the front and rear. You've got a single disc brake on the front and the rear as well. Then helping keep those fork seals a little bit more protected on this nice responsive front suspension are those Harley-Davidson dust covers that also give it a little more sporty bobber look. You've got a bright halogen headlight right above that with the nice little cowl helping keep some of the glare from the light away from it. Keeping everything in an easy view is that bar mounted speedometer. And on some of the older Sportsters, you might remember the trip button being on the back, but now they share a button with the horn on the left side of the handlebars. Now, since this bike is still a throttle by cable, you don't have that electronic cruise control that you might find on some of the other bikes, but like the old Sportsters, this bike does still have the set screw, so that way, if you are in a pinch where you want to go ahead and get your hand off the throttle but stay ripping it on the highway, you can go ahead and give that a few rotations, so that way it locks in that throttle, then keeps it open a little bit easier for you. Then you've got that nice clean 3.3-gallon tank with a center mounted gas cap and a cool Harley-Davidson Iron logo. And below that is the 883 Evolution V-twin. Now that Evolution motor is a lot different from the other V-twins on the market right now. And if you hear this bike roll up, you'll definitely know it's a Sportster. So let's go ahead and let you hear what this bike sounds like. So between that motor and that exhaust, it's definitely a sound that a lot of people are going to recognize. Also making this bike a little bit more sporty are the mid-controls, which we'll go into here in just a little bit. There's a nice padded solo seat to help keep this bike underneath you better and keep you comfortable in the saddle. There is responsive, adjustable rear suspension on either side that are fully exposed. Then there's the nice rear fender that already has the screw available, so if you do want to put a 2-up seat on it, you certainly can. Then at the bottom of that fender is a nice little reflector, and on either side are the brake light, turn light combinations. And then on the left side, there's the fold-out license tag. So if you need a little bit more room in the garage, you can go ahead and fold that right in, so that way it's not sticking out of the way. And then when you're getting ready to get back out on the road, you can go ahead and fold that back out, so that way it's within easy view. Another cool feature with this bike is that it's actually still a keyed bike. So you need a key for the ignition, whereas a lot of them now are the keyless entry, or you have to lock or unlock the ignition switch. This actually has the key right up here. So if you want something a little bit smaller in your pocket, not quite as bulky as some of the key fobs, you've got this nice Simple key here, just be sure you don't leave it in the bike or leave the light on when you're done riding. So if you're looking to start this bike, you'll just simply slide it into the ignition and turn it to run. That goes ahead and cuts it on, and then you'll hit that run switch here. You'll hear the fuel pump prime, and then go ahead and make sure it's in neutral, which you can see with that nice indicator light. Squeeze the clutch and go ahead and start this bike. But like I said, when you're done riding, just make sure you go ahead and turn that key off so you don't kill the battery, and you take the key with you so that way nobody steals your super cool Harley-Davidson. So going ahead and throwing a leg over this bike, you'll see it's a plenty low seat height, so that way I can make sure my feet are well on the ground and I feel pretty comfortable with this bike in the stop position. It does have the mid controls, which for a 5'10" rider, it's still not bad at all. It might not be a position that I want to spend an incredibly long amount of time on, but it does help keep my legs up underneath me, so that way I can really get a lot more stability in maneuvering this bike. Now, if I was planning to do some longer trips on this bike, I would definitely want some sort of engine guard out on the front, just to give me another place to kind of stick my legs out a little bit, so that way I don't get too cramped from sitting up in this way a little bit too long. It's a nice, simple, stripped down view. It's got the shorter bars, so it's a little more aggressive of a riding position, and you really feel like you're in this bike getting ready to tear it up down the strip. So that's your new bike of the week, the 2022 Iron 883. If you're looking for your first motorcycle or your most fun motorcycle, this is definitely going to be it. New and experienced riders are going to get a lot out of this bike. It's nice, simple, light, easy to whip around, and it's pretty quick on the go too. If you're trying to push 95 on 95 for a couple hours, it might not be exactly what you want for there, but if you're looking for a quick, easy ride on the daily commute, this will certainly get you taken care of. If you want to see this and all the new bikes we have available on our website, be sure to click that first link in the description below. And if you want to connect with us, go ahead and click that second one. And as always, thank you for watching, and we hope to see you out here at Tobacco Road Harley-Davidson in Raleigh, North Carolina sometime soon.